the Ziggs.
Yeah, JDG chose first pick here just to make sure on terms of right of first selection. So getting access to whether or not he can go for Top Esports chose first pick. So
Yeah.
we wanted to see some focus. What is it going to be? We see Locke, Ziggs, Poppygon. Jarvan is up. You have Vi. You have so many different options. You can even pick Rise. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. Top Esports feel like they have the pick of the litter here on what they would want to go with. I really want to see if it's going to be something a little bit more premier in that mid lane. We were talking about how integral the mid lane matchup is going to be for both of these teams moving into this series, and maybe just try to set the tone early. We're going to get the highest win rate champion for Creme and the Casio. Thank you to our production, and really nice to see locked in already.
Ooh, in response, JDG going for Ezreal Jarvan. Talked about this earlier. Gala's best champion so far this split has been the Ezreal. And then I think a Jarvan to kind of take away and put some pressure onto Casio early is a good enough answer. I just think there's a couple of different things that Top Esports can do. They can obviously shift the Casio into bot lane and have Creme get counter in that way. Vi is definitely a good way of locking down this Ezreal. I wonder if they're then going to be prioritizing things like the Nautilus to make it a little bit tougher, or even go for Alistar. I think Nautilus, Alistar could be two options from support here.
With some facilitators in the jungle role. Tian going to be on that Vi just to enable the lockdown and the damage that's going to be coming out from Creme, but I do really like Jarvan in the state of the meta right now. The Rumble going to be taken away from that hot pot special there by Top Esports.
If you're Xiaoxu, you could say, okay, you're going to play Rumble. Well, I'll just play Cassante.
Tristana
seems like a free win to me. You could play Tristana.
No.
Likely we could also probably see him play Mbessa. I think Mbessa with Jarvan versus Casio and Rumble is actually really, really strong. So we'll see what the option is going to be. Seems like right now JDG are thinking about it. They'll lock in the Victor. Strong laning phase and allegedly could go bottom lane, but the only mage we've seen from... well, I guess there's already an Ezreal. I'm in a moron. Yeah. It's okay. We'll just go.
Jungle Ezreal coming back. Then we have Jarvan top. That's the real meta we need, Alk. No, but the Victor giving a lot of stability for HongQ. I wouldn't say the biggest play-making or play initializing, but it will be a steady carry that HongQ can carry through team fights with.
It's a strong laner as well, so as long as JDG can play around HongQ's advantage, allow for Victor to get in the face of Casio, always an option. We'll see what the bot lanes are going to be here for Top Esports as they're taking away the Lucian. You are always a little afraid of just having to play against the mage as Ezreal, and if Top Esports want, you can just play Xerath, but I think it's very dangerous when you have Casio, Rumble as potential solo lanes here. So you really need a big AD threat if this is going to be a mage coming in from JackeyLove. And still supports, right? Like there's still so many important supports here that Jewel could pick.
Yeah. Curious the Yone ban by JDG, saying maybe there's something going on here, I guess. I do love the Bard ban, the Cassante ban as well, taking away some stability from the top lane of Xiaoxu.
All right. Xiaoxu, you got a couple options here. No longer have Cassante.
So many options.
You can still play Mbessa. You can still play Jace. Honestly, this team, you probably can actually fit an Olaf angle in here. Olaf, Jarvan doesn't have the best synergy, especially with Jarvan's ultimate, but everything else, Olaf loves playing into this team from TES. Yorick instead, still a good option. I love Yorick right now, especially with how little attention top lane gets right now. I just think that Yorick becomes really unfavorable to deal with if you're TES.
And especially with JDG's comp, right? I'm sure they're going to pick something else that ties into this engage style from Vampire. That means the 4-1 is really going to be nice for them when you can play Xiaoxu on the side lane and then come to fights, as we instantly get the Varus Nautilus lock-in for Top Esports.
Do you just play Alistar? I mean, like, Alistar just feels so much better than what they're showing. You could also try to play Karma, but I think Karma kind of leads into some angles that are not the best. You could try to play Ezreal Seraphine and outrange. Also, kind of the heals and shields from Seraphine become really difficult. It's going to get the Shen, so kind of means that Camille becomes a bit of a terrorist later on in the drafts.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. I don't know if that's the one I was thinking of, but really nice delivery systems with the Stand United to get a flash tot somewhere onto a squishy backline So JDG have their progress set in front of them. It will look like kind of that 4-1 setup that they're going to be playing towards.
I think that JDG have an incredible front to back. It's just who is going to be standing in front for them to buy time. And if they can have a 5-on-5, I kind of like the tools that they have. I think for me, what I'm looking for from JDG this game is how are we going to play side lanes? Because Yorick is great. Victor is also incredible when you have a Jarvan and a Shen on your team. So being able to allow HongQ to play on sides and make these plays is going to be really nice. Top Esports, they need a team fight to happen. They need for JDG to walk at them and play these fights. Otherwise, I think having to play with a Rumble and a Cassio chasing down this team, it's just not very fun to play if you're Top Esports.
And that's where we can go into what we were talking about a little bit earlier as well for JDG and wanting to see ease of execution, wanting to see direct strategy. And I do feel like we got some pretty plain old strategy here for their team composition. But the other caveat to that is execution in the game. The disconnect on communication that we've seen from this team. This is not a comp that you could have those kinds of disconnects. I feel like this is a comp that really needs to know exactly how they want to find a win in this game. And game number 1 is going to be starting off now. It is the last game of week number 2. It's going to be a fun series. JDG versus Top Esports. Instant level 1 here on a Creme. Creme can be in some trouble here. DFT also kicking. And JunJia is going to go for the classic JunJia Raptor Camp steal. He does this all the time. And on Nocturne, he'll just stay here.
What is Tian to do? Tian started W on Vi. He's like, well...
well, you can have those.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to do anything here. And
early heal burn. Beautiful taunt coming through. The exhaust burned as well. It's ticking down. First blood for Gala. And it looks like I got what I wanted. Fireworks in the bot lane.
All right, so if you are Tian, I press tab. My mid laner has already TP'd back to lane at 1 minute.
Oh my god,
JackeyLove almost gets killed in a 2v1 bottom lane, has no flash, has to stick in this lane with potential teleport to come back. Again, I look at this from Tian's point of view and I go, what the hell, guys? We're down 1,000 gold in 2 minutes. The second wave just crashed.
Oh my god. Okay, Tian's going to go for the sensible thing. He's going to go for the invade here. It didn't look like JunJia wanted to kind of stop that in any way. But this Shen pick already paying off dividends. Got the level 1 taunt there in the mid lane and went ahead and got that kill in the bot lane too.
I think JDG did a really good job of, hovering the mid lane when you're playing the Shen. You have so much access to playing a more creative level 1. And then the way that Zhuo was standing, he was standing in the pixel brush going into that river. So JackeyLove and them, they just don't have the position to play. They didn't force to fight on the wave. Just a good job from JDG's lane. And if we're talking about JDG's dysfunction so far early into this split,
I think you can.
You got most of them. It resets. Okay. It happens. He's going to get bot side scuttle. It's still pretty bad, though, because JunJia now has his entire top side that he can eat up.
Yeah, and he took the entire red side of Tian, so he's going to be up about a camp and a half at least. We do see Zhuo trying to get on a roam early. The Scuttle Crab will still go the way of Tian, so he'll be fine in that regard. We did see that it's a 2v1 in the bot lane, and they want to try to get some punishing on a JackeyLove. They weren't able to get the angle there. He had just used his TP to get back. Tian trying to go for his respawn Raptors, but JunJia going to freely clear his blue side.
All right, Tian, how much of a leash do you have on your top laner? Because he just teleported, he just walked back in the lane. You need to pull him over for this objective.
My fight? Okay, it's going to be going over to Tian. So he gets the double scuttle. Meanwhile, JackeyLove's almost dying in bot lane. You remember, he doesn't have a flash. So they have to be extremely careful, and that health bar is going to be worse for wear. JunJia going to attempt another invade. He does find Tian, does good damage here, but Creme's going to be the first one that moves over because TP's now coming out from HongQ. JunJia uses a nice flash to get away from Tian.
And he could just reinvade, honestly. Like, they have the vision from the Phaelite. He could just walk right back in. Tian is worse for wear. JunJia also still has his smite because Tian used it on the Gromp, or the,
oh my
the
god.
Rift Scuttle. JunJia, what are we doing, brother?
Tian can't even...
What's that? Wait, oh look, Vampire's here as well. Tian, we
yeah,
cannot do this. We have to
Tian
drop the
cannot
camp.
do this. He's going to lose his second Raptors in a row. Creme says, no, we're going to fight this, but if you get shadow stepped, you're done. That will be the whole camp going over to JDG.
And these are the knock-on effects of strong level 1s here. You had the level 1 plague in mid lane, you killed the enemy bot lane. I mean, Creme is probably just losing his flash.
What are you doing, brother? No, we were highlighting him at the beginning, and now he is just going to have to flash out of the Shadow Dash. That was nicely done. He's on a ward. We'll have to clear that one up.
I wish the observers would just show us that mid wave because it is so stacked on HongQ side. Like, Creme can't TP back to the lane. He has to walk around this, and now he's missing out. He's down almost 10 CS at this point. Look at this mid-inning wave. It's always going to push in favor of Creme, so HongQ can just sit in front of his turret, poke out his opponent. He's never under any threat from Zhuo. Zhuo has to come mid to try to help his... but even the gravity field here is perfect. Like, they're just maintaining a really solid lead, and I think Top Esports are making a lot of errors.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit rusty, even though, you know, just playing last night. Can't really account that one as we get the flash play from Vampire. Now
Nice.
JackeyLove exhausted, dead, on cooldown. They go for JKL.
I don't want to seem like a JDG show because all parts of this game have been all them doing all of the right plays, but like Zhuo needs to be mid so that Creme can crash the wave. But then I look at JackeyLove's wave and he's like, well, I don't have flash, but my wave is in a really bad spot, so I kind of need to step up, and then he dies. So then Zhuo's bottom lane, but while he's there, his AD carry's already dead, so Top Esports are constantly playing this game with basically one arm tied behind their back. It is such a good early start for JDG.
And every time I see Zhuo go anywhere, he's like a little bit behind the play and just is watching all these things happen around him. He wants to be involved. He's right there, but there's a window in between him and the rest of his team, it feels like. And this is not the place Top Esports want to be. Down about a 1.5k lead to JDG. Now Vampire getting back on the map. Vampire has been the absolute MVP so far.
He's
and we do
level
have Dragon
6!
Yeah.
Look at this! JunJia's level 6, and this is the best part about when you
Third
take jungle
Raptors.
timers. You get to know exactly when his camps are up, so you know exactly where Tian needs to be.
No way. Oh my god. Okay, he gets a couple. I don't think I've ever seen Tian this pressed in a matchup. He is just getting absolutely bullied in his own jungle, and none of his teammates can do anything about it.
You won the bot lane matchup, so Vampire gets to move away. Thankfully for JackeyLove, he'll be able to farm this way versus Ezreal, but JunJia being level 6 already while Tian is still level 5 is a backbreaker. 2 more camps being stolen. Such a beautiful early game, and how are we going to snowball this? Because we've had 1,500 gold now here for JDG, and there's still a dragon. You have Grubs spawning in 30 seconds. I think that Grubs is a very, very powerful objective to take if you are this JDG composition.
I like the respect Creme is giving to the roaming power of Vampire right now in the mid lane, playing extremely softly on the back end of the lane as we do see his way on, trying to go for the Maiden. Will be successful in taking that one down, so it's now a pure 1v1 in the top lane. JunJia's just going to go back and pick up his groceries at his local store because he's got all of his entire campsite to do.
This is just beautiful. He gets to do blue buff, and then, hey, do I want to do Raptors? Guess what? There's still the Grubs being played right now, and Top Esports can't even start up the Dragon because they don't have mid push, they don't have any bot priority right now. Vi would have to do this completely on her own, and that just means that JunJia would be freed up to take a recall, probably get close to finishing his Sundered Sky. I have to imagine when you have Ruby Crystal plus Tunneler, and you're so close to being... Tian doesn't even have his upgraded Smite. That is the position that we are in right now.
That is purely disgusting. And we'll see some late pings coming in to the Dragon. TES going to start up, but there's some pings coming in as well from JDG. Do they want to at least contest this one? I feel like you do kind of want to just clear your camps as JunJia.
Need to. No, yeah, if you're JunJia, you need to just do your camps. You can't contest every single objective. Very smart timer here from Top Esports. I thought that they wouldn't have time to be able to do this, but good job from TES for being able to find the window to be able to grab that. Does mean that Creme did have to move over. It seems like he only lost about half away for that. Victor already has a lead at this point, so 4 minions isn't going to really break the bank or shift it, but 20 CS in mid is crazy still.
And I love it. We were talking about the mid lane matchup coming into this. We're like, okay, HongQ hasn't been able to pull out his niche picks, hasn't been able to. You don't need niche. You just go with the most powerful thing in the meta right now. You just go with the Victor.
And this is again, Top Esports, they prioritize this Cassiopeia, right? This is what they use their right of first selection on. This is what they use their first pick here in the draft for. And just some small mistakes in the early game. Now we're 9 minutes away from that happening, and I mean, taking a look at the game, it's still 1,000 goldie here for JDG, but 30 CS almost here in the bottom lane kind of cancels out the lead that HongQ has. I'm expecting that team fighting has been where Top Esports has been really, really successful so far this split. So even with this deficit, I'm looking forward to how Top Esports are going to fight their way out of this.
Curious, the observer did toggle onto that ward there. I was wondering if they were trying to play around with a potential preemptive play that was coming through, but Tian will just finish his back. Nothing else is going to happen up there, and JunJia, rightfully so, is now up 20 CS as he's finishing his entire full clear.
So JunJia has to be done with this Sundered Sky, right? Like, I said 10 jungle camps. I said 10 jungle treats ago that he should have had a Sundered Sky. It looks like he may be looking for something on Zuian. Because Zuian.
Preach yourself. Oh my God, he's doing it. He's doing it. He's doing it. He's greedy. He's greedy. He's greedy.
Look at the mini wave. Zuian probably just has to use ult and then just flash out. That is highly likely going to be.
Vampire's not level 6 either. They actually get a full-on engage onto Gala. The exhaust actually saves so much damage onto Gala. Piercing arrow. JackeyLove pulls out the sniper rifle and guns him down.
Well, that's going to be huge. Look at the crystalline overgrowth. He's going to get 2 plates on this. If I am JackeyLove, I'm telling Zhuo, stay here. We're hitting this turret, and then we're recalling here. But they just want Zhuo to be out on the map just a little bit quicker here. We still have 2 minutes before Dragon, 3.5 minutes before Herald. This is a very big injection, and that clears out the gold lead that JDG have. Very nice find from the bot lane.
I would love to see the build up to that, because we really only got to see the very tail end of it, but they were whittling him down that entire time. What a play from the bot lane from such a deficit as well. And now, I mean, you had seen the CS differential really lean over towards JackeyLove, but now it's even further out in front. Vampire trying to be proactive here in the enemy jungle.
Good buffer from Zhuo. Creme is coming. JackeyLove has flash. This is good.
Oh, he did not see it coming, but neither did JunJia. That's going to be Petrifying Gaze to slow him down, and Creme sinks his fangs deep into JunJia and gets a second kill for Top Esports. Now HongQ, he's down. He's going to fall, and all of a sudden a 1.5k lead built credulously in 10 minutes for JDG is now just completely gone.
That is such a great play from Top Esports, but JDG just taken one step too far. We're trying to play on timers that, I mean, look, there's no jungle camps. Maybe they're trying to see if Zhuo will walk in. I thought the buffer from the hook was great, and then they're thinking, hey, JackeyLove is walking in. He should be dead. They did not think that Creme would move over. They did not have the vision. HongQ was nowhere in the area, so JunJia basically baits his team and gets 2 deaths over to Top Esports.
And it's just one of the situations, you're riding the high, you're like, oh, we can just do whatever we want, right? We can step anywhere we want, but you're facing Top Esports, a team that has had that grit this split that you haven't had as JDG, and all of a sudden now, about 1,000 gold in the lead for Top Esports and in the driver's seat here. 50 seconds for another Dragon. Do they have the fighting strength to kind of continue this momentum out?
They got 40 seconds until Dragon. They have really strong items here, like Blackfire Torch, plus the Sundered Sky completed for JunJia, and then I look at Gala, who's getting closer and closer. If he can just squeeze out this Trinity Force before this Dragon spawns, I think that JDG are in a really strong spot, even despite that. Getting his back canceled is a bit tough. That means he's definitely going to be late to this Dragon, who already was. If he stays for this wave, it just means that JDG are likely not going to be able to fight. He takes his recall, Trinity Force completed. I would love to see JDG try to fight for this. That you have flashes on basically all of your relevant carries here.
Vampire going to try to hold into this wave here. You can see everybody's getting ready for this party. The biggest thing, though, Xiaoxu has TP advantage in the top lane. I don't know if he's going to pull the trigger, but that has to be in the minds of JDG. They could make it a 4v5.
Thing is right now they're fighting over the minion waves. Xiaoxu's going to get pushed first. Zuian needs to be really, really aggressive right now because he can trap Xiaoxu in this lane and prevent him from looking for anything. I think this is really smart. Use the equalizer right now. You don't need to die for it, but if you kill him,
he's just going to go for the kill. He doesn't even need to wait. He says, no, not today, sir. He goes down solo bolo for Zuian, and meanwhile, JunJia is falling apart in the pit. That's going to be another engage on the Vampire. A double kill for JackeyLove.
It was a great fight there for Top Esports, but JDG just looked like all of their monitors have been unplugged at the same time. The flash from Xiaoxu is a little troubling, but you're saying, okay, fine, you lose the 1v1. And then I look at this fight. JunJia's on one side. Vampire is solo taunting JackeyLove for the rest of his team to basically get blown up behind him. We'll look again at this fight. Look at where Gala is. He's nowhere near to be able to deal damage. He has to jump into the pit. And I'm just seeing Creme put all of this DPS into JunJia and screening away HongQ. This was a great fight for Top Esports, who not only get all this gold, but will also take the dragon at the same time. JDG have basically squandered what was an impeccable early game.
I'm not gonna lie, we are literally getting a microcosm of exactly what has been wrong with JDG. They had the setup, they had a potential upmanned fight, and then everything crumbles around them. The disconnect on the team, the miscommunication on positioning in the team fights, that has been the bread and butter of JDG in Split 3.
We'll see if they can try to claw this back. I do think still, just compositionally speaking, Yorick is so good into so many of these different champions. If you can get to 3 items, this champion is so disgusting to play against if you're TES. And still, Victor is not in a bad spot. It's really the most concerning right now is this poke Varus. But Varus has seen so many nerfs this year and last year, and you still have, I think that this JDG comp is still super strong. It's only 3,000 gold, and if they can get these shutdowns, you're right back in the game.
Oh, beautiful stun from Zhuo. He's gonna get the ire from JunJia. He throws the cataclysm down on Zhuo. Zhuo's still tanking. TP's gonna come in from the top laners as here comes Zuian and Creme, the double carries and the double fists of JDG going down immediately. HongQ is really one of the only firing ones left here for them, as Gala doesn't really have much to say in that fight, and Top Esports completely wipe 3 members of JDG and move straight to the Rift Herald.
Lennon, I have no words. I truly have no words here. This is a great play here for Top Esports. They get the Herald. They're going to then be able to transition this lead into the Dragon that spawns in 2.5 minutes. And still, objective bounties are nice, but JDG are kind of, to me, it looks like JunJia is playing as if he has 2 items, and he just doesn't. You're 1 in 3 now on this champion.
HongQ's
teleported
dead.
in. Vampire's
here. Vampire there with him, doing some decent damage, but now those twin fangs are starting to hit. Creme was thinking about going. Dredge line does connect. Here comes Tian, but it's a little bit overbearing here by Top Esports. It's actually going to be JunJia who's trying to take in the fight on Tian. I think it ends up happening in this 3v3 in the bot lane, but JackeyLove is doing something in mid lane as he's pressing onto Gala, putting some serious shots into him, but also trying to take the turret.
So let's break this play down. Again, Gala on the opposite side from his team. This Jarvan flag and drag doesn't land onto JackeyLove and put all this damage into 12, but Tian's here. They see the teleports coming in from both solo laners of TES. And if you are the damage carriers of JDG, you're saying, okay, well, I can't fight into this choke point. It doesn't matter that JackeyLove misses ultimate. I can't play if I know there's going to be a rumble here. We do not have the burst. We need a little bit of a slower fight for us. JunJia and Vampire just pulled the trigger a little too early, and they missed critical skill shots.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see the hesitancy. JunJia is literally sitting there like, hey, I got him, I got him, I got him. It takes 2 to 3 seconds for damage even to follow through because they are worried. And now they do take the outer turret. They do get a little bit of bounty gold going for themselves there. They have to start thinking about this next fight. A minute until soul point for Top Esports. And HongQ, almost out of mana, has a slithery snake, goes into the petrifying gaze, gets stun locked there, and you might as well call him Medusa.
There is no next fight here, Lennon. There is no next dragon that we're playing for. We have no flash on HongQ. We have no flash on JunJia. It's impossible to play, and we're still down gold, and so we're going to move into Soul Point here for Top Esports, where they have flash on every single player on their team, and they still have the Rift Herald. I think right now what JDG should be looking for is cut our losses. Let's try to focus on one side of the map. I look at the mini-map, I say we have objective bounties on top lane. We have all of these tier 2 or tier 1s and this tier 2 in top lane. Which one of these can we secure gold on right now? Or if someone on Top Esports are showing on the opposite side, can we get a shutdown? Because that is where we're going to make ourselves back in this game.
And Xiaoxu trying to take the fight in Zuian, but Zuian has perfectly baited him. There's the Stand United. At least coming in to bring a third member. Zuian almost goes down. Creme able to weather the storm here. Gala thinking about going for it. Okay. Nope.
Sag.
Not gonna. Nope. I love the observers are like, please, Gala, please? Will you try it, please? Please.
If they got that kill though, right? That's 700 gold.
Yeah.
He has a 400 gold shutdown. That is exactly what I wanted to see, but JDG just don't have the damage. They kind of misplaced some of it, and obviously then Creme came in to back up his top laner. Top Esports are just going to continue to run over this game, and now it puts a timer on this one. 4:44 before the dragon spawns, and if you lose with an Ocean Soul, you're just the game is literally unplayable.
Look at that! It's a full circle moment. Tian taking the chickens from JunJia. He was bullied. Now he's the bully. It's just how progression works. JDG gonna move in the bot lane though. They're gonna try to get this push with the Xiaoxu split
What are they
lane.
doing? Like, look at the map.
This is tough.
They're just standing in the river, and Cassio is farming with TP. Like, this is the frustrating part of this game. They're just trying to overforce onto one side of the map. They don't even have Shenol, so they need to look for something. They're going for any kind of turret plates they can. Teleport behind, man.
They're going to take this fight. Here comes HongQ, though, or at least Creme, rather, from the other side of the TP. And on to HongQ with the double petrifying gaze. Tian does go down, but he set up his team beautifully. A double kill comes through for Zuian, and Vampire's on the wrong side of the rift, as that Chains of Corruption did go wide. He's missed a couple of those, but we'll give him that one, as he is the manufacturer of a massive lead for them in the bot lane. Final body hits the floor for JDG, and Gala's the only one standing.
I sound frustrated, everybody, and that is because there are so many windows that I think JDG could be abusing, but partially because they are so far behind, it does look like they're kind of running themselves into a wall. They don't know that this flank TP is behind, and so this is where I would say Top Esports, great job for getting this flank TP, but the timing is just not there. And for Jindong Gaming, they don't have a way of stopping the fights, right? They don't have an Alistar. They don't have a champion that would be able to push the opponents away. They basically just have to stand their ground and hope that they are powerful enough to stop their opponents. And that's kind of the pitfalls of a draft like this.
I'm sorry to tell you that I've come from the future. They are not. They are not strong enough. I don't know if I needed to come from the future. Yeah. Looks like Flash just got burned by JunJia. They just went on cooldown.
Look, at this point, I just expect they're going to be losing some of their spells at random times. They're afraid. You're like a hit dog's holler. They're like, oh, I'm seeing a Vi in my lane. I'm out. I'm not even going to bother.
I was wondering where you were going to go with that one. I was ready for it. I was here for it. Oh, man, this is tough for JDG. But again, the thing is, I'm glad we prepped everybody for this. I'm glad, at least if they were paying attention to the pre-show, because this is literally what we laid out for JDG. But for Top Esports, again, they are a team that is trying to build up, trying to continue this momentum for themselves, and trying to push for the upper echelons of this group. You see Vampire loses half of his health from JackeyLove, and maybe a little bit more than that here, as that lethality there is hitting pretty hard.
It's also just a tale of two different schedules. Like, Top Esports, they got to start off playing against Thunder Talk. They lost to AL, and then they won that series versus LGD, so that's 2 of their 3 wins. And then for JDG, they had to play against WE, BLG, and Thunder Talk. So 2 losses there is obviously really painful, but I would say that Top Esports' starting schedule to begin Split 3 has been significantly easier than Jindong Gaming's, but not the start that you still want. I think being 1-3, potentially on the verge of 1-4 if they lose tonight's match, is not at all where we want to see this team.
Not at all, especially with all the hopes on the team after that first split this year. And Creme finds Vampire. I don't think Fangs work on vampires. I don't know. We'll have to check the mythological logs on that one. But TS really taking whatever they want here. About 2.5 items for Tian. 3 items completed for Creme as well. Probably pretty close for JackeyLove too. But that's some of the story building I want to talk a little bit about. Is JackeyLove was down, man. They were getting a little bit oppressed in the bot lane. They lost 2 kills early in the phase, and then you look like 10 minutes later, he's got a 1.5k lead, like 30 CS over Gala. JackeyLove, he's really come back in force this year. It's been really awesome to see. Also,
the game has just been about gold, right? Like, the game is so flippy. JunJia's out. It's Chains of Corruption. It's TP. If JDG win this fight around this dragon, everything that we have been complaining about goes to the wayside.
Zuian just says, bring it, bro. He tries to turn it around. He has the rest of the team coming. He's going to go ahead and pop gold in there. Now it's JunJia that takes the brunt of the force of top esports. Zuian is still alive. Zuian is still kicking, and he's going to be guffawing himself away from this fight. He is just laughing until the cows come home. It's Vampire trying to get the kill back.
You think he solo kills him?
No, he does. He's dead. It's not a solo bolo, but Zuian is unkilled in this game until just now. He finally dies for the first time 25 minutes in.
Well, that's Ocean Soul. If JDG got, you know, the shutdown that was on Zuian, and they also got the shutdown that's on Cassiopeia, and maybe even got the one, let's throw JackeyLove in as a 3-piece meal, then this game's actually significantly playable. But alas, we didn't see that, and it's Ocean Soul now. So Cassiopeia with Ocean Soul, kind of unplayable. Rumble with Ocean Soul, also kind of unplayable. So we're just making a whole mess of really not at all like a real game here for JDG.
That's tough. Hey, he doesn't have the Seekers anymore. And I don't think he has enough money to get the Zanyas. So positives?
He's probably just waiting for it. And if not, I mean, it's 400 gold. Like, he just literally farms 1 minion wave and it's in his pocket, so. Ooh, look at Creme's inventories. A lot of numbers here. We got Rod of Ages. He's got his Magi's now. He's got a rocket belt if he needs to get out of dodge. Like, it is super
on 4
free.
Items, you know.
Yeah, that is also very big. Look at HongQ. He's literally 2 items and he's sitting on it.
He's a 4-level lead on JunJia right now. Oh, no. You know, what comes around goes around. Tian saying, you remember when you were bullying me, brother? Well, I'm the CEO of Apple now.
Okay, let's unpack that one, because I don't get that right. Are we saying that JunJia is
like the whole story of
Steve
like, you know, a
Wozniak?
nerd gets bullied in school and then he becomes your boss when he grows, you know? It's one of those things.
So this is a
Wozniak.
This is a big Woz versus Mr. Apple himself. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
Exactly. We just had to double check.
Yeah.
Has Zuian gotten? Yeah, that's how I feel right now. Producer Ilya. Has that been a 3rd solo bolo for Zuian this game? Dude, he's gonna jump up in the solo kill records just from this game. Game 1.
That was really dry as well. I mean, he was 7-1, and your Yorick is like 0-4 at that point. I don't think there's much.
He's got
there we go.
8-2. 8-2.
I still am pressing tab, and this game is looking mighty unwinnable for JDG, but the only kills they've been able to get has been on Zuian now, twice in a row. All right, let's shift our focus, because this game has been, for the most part, top esports winning past the 9-minute mark in a 28-minute game. We're going to have Elder spawn in 3.5 minutes. Now, do I think we're going to make it to Elder with Baron in 2 minutes? Highly Baron still up for 2 minutes. Highly likely. Oh, Tian.
He
Tian
has literally nobody nearby him right now. Oh, he just waits to get the GA pop. Creme slithers his way over here, pops down the miasma. The walls come up, but Tian is fine. He's going to use the vault breaker to get away. His Creme slithering his way through. Was thinking about a little bit of an engage potential with that petrifying gaze, but the Baron buff minions will come in crashing into the bot lane tier 2.
I think this is fine. The game is obviously still not in a position for JDG to really fight. We have Elder in 2.5 minutes. That kind of has to be where JDG find any kind of success in this game. If I keep coming back to this every single cast, if they find the Elder and they get enough shutdowns, this 8,000 gold lead is not going to matter this game.
Elder's a hell of a drug. JunJia's death is also about to be one. He goes golden, or HongQ goes golden rather, as JunJia tries to find something, but he can't go through the miasma. JackeyLove is able to get one, but he gets taken right back down, and that's all of a sudden 2 members down from top esports, but Tian has been split pushing as a jungler to get the middle inhib with the Baron buff.
All right, that's fine. I'm still liking this. Tian's not going to have Guardian Angel in time for this Elder Dragon, so that's gold in their pocket, and that is much needed breathing room for JDG. They just needed some members of top esports off the map so they can find something. Creme 4 levels up on JunJia, and most importantly, contesting for this Scuttle. This Scuttle giving so much vision. JunJia, this is a one-way trip if you try to go for this, brother. He's trying to get any vision. He smite it. He gets it.
Miasma. Oh, I don't know if he's going to be able to chase him down. Yeah, he should be able to. Oh, one more Twin Fang. The poison. The poison. It's not enough. The shield is there. Tian is chasing, though. Tian is hunting right now. And here comes Creme as they do see him there. And JunJia will go down. Slowly but surely, the miasma just to add worse for wear here. He is down for 47 seconds. Elder Dragon spawns in 1:05. It's going to be a tough mountain to climb for JDG.
Okay, low-key, this death doesn't mean anything. Like, they got the Scuttle. That is the most important part to me. And Yorick just pushed in the top wave. Like, this is as good as it's going to get. Okay.
Play on with the preemptive flash on the Vampire's Shadow Dash. Doesn't need to be careful. He kind of used all of his spells there. As, that's a lot of tools down, and JackeyLove took a huge hit of damage from that Arcane Storm.
JackeyLove can just recall. He also has teleport.
Yeah.
If you don't want to recall, guess what? You could just hit a couple minions, and boom, Ocean Souls got you right back tip-top shape.
Oh, the greedy back. Oh.
Doesn't cancel the recall, but JDG now are not going to have Arcane Storm, but they will have the Stand United coming up here. So this is the fight that decides the game. Have all of the transgressions that top esports have been able to take against JDG, will that pay off for them? Or will JDG mount what is probably one of the most incredible comebacks of all time with an Elder Steal? It all comes down to this at 31.5 minutes.
They're going to have to put it together now. JunJia cannot get caught out, needs to be able to set up for the team. Top esports moving in to clear out some vision, but they actually aren't clearing the vision here. Dwo's going to walk all the way back around and reconnect with the team, but did not get rid of many of the wards here. Top esports going to play it very hesitantly to move in because they do realize how on a knife's edge this fight could make the game.
Oh,
they're getting caught initially. Miasma is there too, so he can't even move, and he's just taken out like an exorcism onto them as JDG. They might be devils, but they will no longer be, as HongQ is going to go down too, and Gala and Xiaoxu on the exit strategy do not have a plan. He's just going to go down to Tian. He's trying to fight him so badly, but he can't get him. The Vault Breaker goes right back on the Xiaoxu. The Dredge line does not connect, but now Twin Fangs have arrived, and twin kills coming over for top esports. And Creme just flashes to make it hurt more. The speed is there. The deaths are there. Top esports going for a clean game 1 win.
I want to see a replay of that fight so badly. JunJia tried to flash or try to use his wall drag out, and he got buffered by Dwo. He uses the hook to keep him out. Miasma afterwards. It's a done deal. Top esports find a game 1 win here.
When you move into a fight like that and that miasma takes up your entire choke point, you just can't do anything, and that feels so bad. To watch what happened throughout this game, JDG started off so ridiculously strong. That might have been one of the most oppressed I've ever seen Tian be in an early game for jungle. He is always the one that is looking for advantages, and JunJia had his number for a good 15 minutes, and it didn't matter.
First 3 Raptor camps, 2 of them went over to JunJia, and Vi only got half of one of the other ones. So tough spot. They made a lot of mistakes, but I think maybe if we kind of take back that early game, we rewind, we change some of the parameters, like Creme doesn't get chunked out that much, the 2v2 in bottom lane doesn't go like that. I wonder if the game kind of ends in the same way, right? If JDG don't have that lead, do they play any different? Do they move around the map a little bit different to maybe get themselves in a better spot? We'll never know, but that is as good of a beginning to a game as you can get from JDG, and they threw it all away for what was another Raptor camp.
Yeah, it's all about the Raptor camps. Honestly, that's like the story of JunJia in 2026 is the Raptor camps. You can see started off well for JDG and ended very badly for them. Top Esports coming alive, and this is a Top Esports that can be pretty scary when they find those mechanical outplays, when they take advantage of some sloppy decision making. This is a team that will absolutely punish, and an unkilled Creme to boot on his Cassiopeia. So that win rate, that 83% win rate that he has on the champion, going to stay pretty high.
He's been looking good on the Cassiopeia.
They didn't even show the early kills for JDG.
Doesn't matter. Guess who won the game? That's all that we care about. Remember, winners decide history. So
true.
This fight was so good for Top Esports, and I just don't know what we're playing for, right? Like, I get that we're trying to invade, but there's no camps up. So what is the underlying objective for this play? Also, HongQ, I don't know why we stutter stepped back into the brush. I know he likely doesn't know that there's a ward on that spot, but the play's over. We're not looking for anything in that spot.
You need to get out, 100%.
Please show me this last fight at the very end of the game, because I want to see Zhuo cancel JunJia's flag and drag one last time.
This is a theme throughout all of these fights. JunJia is the focus for Top Esports. I think that was such a powerful strategy for them throughout all this, because without JunJia, JDG lose a lot of the teeth of their engage. They lose a lot of that buffer they have for their carries.
And that's what we talked about from draft, right? It was, hey, with this setup that JDG have, you need to make sure that you are not only winning, but that you are going forward. You don't kind of get the time to stop and wait for Cassiopeia to get spells off, or JackeyLove for him to get a flurry of spells down. You need to start off a fight winning, and past the 15-minute mark, the game was basically unplayable. I'm honestly just buying time, because I want the audience to see the play that I thought was incredible. This is just going to be a fancy
JunJia kind of killed HongQ there, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that in the fight.
Happens. Also, they just never waited. Like, this is kind of like a chicken or an egg thing. Like, was Gala not moving fast enough, or did the team just fire off plays before him or his mid laner was able to move at the same time? Those are kind of questions that I would have. Like, how can we incorporate Gala a little bit more? Because every time JDG got into a fight, they were missing a member. Show it to me. Yeah. Oh, this is the kill on his way on. Okay, so here's the JDG stuff.
Yeah. First death, first way on.
Here it is. Flag and drag, but oh, it's so nice, man. It's so good into the miasma. I don't even know who you give MVP to, because like Tian got bullied and then had a massive comeback. Creme had a pretty horrible level 1, but then was smurfing by the end of the game. I think Zhuo, if there is ever a support game to give MVP, I do think it is this game.
Oh, really?
It's probably him or JackeyLove that are getting the MVP for this game, though.
Yeah, I actually vote JackeyLove or Creme. Those would be my two. I know Tian got bullied, but honestly, it's just another day in the week for Tian. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, because that last play really rings in my mind for Zhuo. Like, the timing is just insane.
It's so good, and he had so many different plays. Like he buffered the one that was around the blue buff.
JackeyLove.
We'll go over to JackeyLove. Ignore the -20. He got +50 hitting the Nexus. Okay, whoever last hit the Nexus got +50. So
230% damage to gold ratio with 31% damage done for the team on a lethality Varus. Damn. Pretty good.
I got no notes, man. Good job, JackeyLove.
Yeah.
The early games for both of these teams have had really weird early games throughout this split. I think Top Esports have had some early games that look a little strange. JDG, as we just showcased, but they also have really dominant. I think JDG have shown much stronger starts to games than Top Esports have in Split 3, but I think Top Esports in the late game has been significantly cleaner than JDG so far.
Yeah, it has been. Straight down the middle. A lot of mid lane choices.
A lot of mid lane.
It looks
Good
like
job.
AI made the difference.
Look, this is why I'm married to an observer, because the observers knew who the real MVP of this game was. That is, I like you. I like
Cope,
you over there.
Cope. Anyways, that's it for our first game of our final series of the day. Top esports come out swinging. We'll see if JDG can muster up a little bit of courage here going into game number 2. We'll see you there.